In this video, I'm going to break down 6 engaging school posts for your community to copy and paste. You can post these posts with little variation in your community. Just make sure to adopt it to your niche and that it aligns to you and your brand, of course. We're also going to cover common mistakes community owners make and make sure you understand the framework behind creating posts that get engagement. Why should you listen to me? I've been on Skool for over a year, helping creators and coaches monetize their audience through Skool. And I started 5 communities from scratch with my clients and have probably planned and written close to 100 posts at this point. So let's get right into it. If you use these posts, you will grow your engagement. But let's cover first some rules and some frameworks. First up, engagement in a Skool community should not be your priority. In a free community, monetization is the priority, and in a paid community, the priority is retention and upselling, right? Engagement is fine, but when you're not making money, it doesn't really matter, right? But engagement is an important factor in monetization and in retention, and especially like if people don't engage in your free community, you're not going to make money off of it, except when they are still booking calls, right? When they still book calls or they still upsell into one-to-one coaching or into your paid community, then it doesn't matter. But if your paid community is completely dead, the retention is going to suck. But at the same point, you don't want too much engagement in your paid community or in your free community because it's just overwhelming. And if your Skool community is overwhelming people with notifications, posts, and they can't keep up, they're going to churn as well. So just wanted to make this short. Engagement should not be your main priority, but you should still look at it and make sure you have conversations going in your community. Then engagement depends on multiple factors, not just your posts, right? That should be obvious, but your onboarding process matters a lot. So what is the first minute, the first 30 seconds a member sees in your community when they are accepted, right? There you have their attention. There you need to basically sell them on being active as well in your community, right? There, obviously, you want to nurture them as much as possible in the onboarding process. But if your onboarding process is not dialed in, they are not going to use the community, they are not going to engage, and they are not going to watch the classroom content, and you can't upsell them. So you need to optimize your onboarding process. Then obviously it's going to matter how many active members you have, your brand and your status. If your community is new, engagement normally is going to be higher. Or if your community is old and you don't have active members, these posts are not going to skyrocket your engagement, obviously, right? As well, do you have somebody that keeps in touch with your members in the DMs? There are a lot of factors, right, that play into engagement, and the kind of posts that you make are one of them, and this is the one we are going to cover. So what are common mistakes people make? Often I see very complicated posts from community owners that don't get a lot of engagement. So these are posts with text walls that are not really formatted. You know, if you just look at the post and it's like 2 pages long, many members won't even read this, right? And then some people as well ask very complicated questions that are hard to answer, like what is the meaning of life, right? That's a hard question and you need to think about it for quite a while. I don't mean that there is not a place for complicated questions or for longer posts. That's not what I'm saying. But many community owners just post long posts in the beginning of their community, or just all the time they post very long posts, or they never really format the posts very good so it's readable, or they always ask hard questions. There is a place for hard questions. There is a place for long posts, for complicated question. But you shouldn't always post these questions, especially if you have a dead community. If you have an active community, go deeper. Obviously, less people will engage, but you can make these posts because it's great to have deeper conversations as well. But if you're looking for engagement, you should balance this, right? And complicated posts and long posts should be rare, right? Then obviously when you make a post, you can ask a question at the end. That's just pretty basic. You don't always need to ask a question, but like 80% at the times you should ask a question, right? And then as well use the email function that school has optimally every 3 days, because it just helps. Number 4 is posts that get a lot of engagement. So if you have an easy answer, that's easy to answer, where you don't need to think about, like, where are you from? That's a very easy post or a very easy question to answer. So you are going to get more engagement on the post. If you have a question about the past, you're going to get more answers because it already happened. You don't need to think into the future, right? And if a post has less text and good formatting, you will get more responses, right? Then as well, I didn't include this in here, but your title matters. Think of it like an email headline or an email title. If you have a better hook in the headline, you will get more engagement as well, especially if you are getting traffic from school and your members are in a lot of other school communities. So that's that. Then number 5, don't post. So that's about the coming posts. Don't post these posts all at the same time. There are different kind of school posts that you can make. And it depends as well if you have a free community or a paid community. So you shouldn't just post the upcoming posts in 1 week. You should generally cycle through different kind of posts. So these are value posts, then engagement posts that focuses on questions, right? Value posts, obviously, where you just give some value. Then engagement posts. These posts in here are basically engagement posts that just ask questions about the past, easy questions that encourage an exchange, right? That just encourage conversation. Then you can post fun posts as well. Every now and then, announcement and updates are pretty important, I would say, to have them once a month at least, because it's just always something a bit exciting having an update. And in here, you can as well tell people how to engage and why they should engage, right? I call this encouragement posts. I didn't include it in here. But if you sell them again on engagement because they want to get the dream outcome, and if you get, you can get the dream outcome easier by engaging in the community, right? To get the dream outcome, you need to engage in the community, because in the community you have like-minded people. You will get questions answered. You will make friends that have the same goal as you. So you need to focus on the community, and as well just wrong kinds of engagement. Making a Loom video about this is great. Then, as I said, longer posts and deeper questions have an space. Then offers, challenges, call to actions, check-ins. Where are you at the moment? Like, what's your exact current situation you are in regards to the goal that you are trying to get in the community? Member spotlights, right? These are all posts you should make. And yeah, if you're just always going to post engagement posts, that's getting old as well, right? So you should sometimes just post the value posts. I know they are getting a lot of hate basically on school, but there is a place for value posts, right? And then a tip, a Loom video just adds a lot to a post. If you're doing just a post with a Loom video with your post open, and just talk about what you share it in the post again and maybe go a little bit deeper on it, that's great. And it will increase engagement on it. Obviously don't spam looms, but now and then helps a lot in nurturing people and just gets more engagement on the exact post. Then important now for the upcoming posts, add as much personal and niche information as possible. So let's get into the posts. I'm just going to break them down pretty fast because obviously you got the post right here. And by the way, you can get this exact Google Doc into the description, but let's look at the posts first so you know why they should work. Then the title, alternative title. By the way, these are posts I made in other communities and I planned for my clients and they are getting engagement. So they are definitely working. So what's your week looking like? So post this at the beginning. Here's just an alternative title like it's Monday right now. What are your plans for? And then insert your niche goal to get to the goal in the next couple of days. You could as well have this not related to the community and just say, what are your plans not relating to the main topic of the community? And then just comment below. And this goes very well with the next post. What are some recent wins of yours? Or what did you do in this week? I ask you, you can, like I noted right here, you can post these posts together because in here you're just going to ask them, what was your biggest win this week or in other areas of your life? Could be small or huge, just drop it below and let's hype each other up. Mine was X and here with the niche. So basically a small example, if you are in the copywriting niche, what was your biggest win in copywriting this week? Or if you're here, what are your plans for getting your next copywriting clients in the next week? So this is what I mean with niching it down to your niche and adding personal information. And yeah, you can comment. You don't need to include your own answer to your own question always in the post. Like I did here, comment below. My answer will be in the comments. Because this basically teaches members as well how they can engage, because then they see your answer. But you can as well obviously just include your own answer in your own post, and then make sure to add a gift every now and then because gifts are just great. This right here is a check-in post basically. So do this today to make progress. Important. By the way, if you just sometimes include this important, you will get more engagement. We all have a vision of being a high ticket copywriter who makes 10K a month. This is just me giving an example if you would be in the copywriting niche, right? And this is obviously not perfect copy, but it's just an example. But to make this vision a reality, we need to be clear on where we stand. So take a moment and reflect and gain some clarity. Drop a comment below, your current situation, your next steps, and your roadblocks. For example, this is basically an example out of the restaurant community that I'm operating for. Example, I own a restaurant. I don't own a restaurant yet, but I need to do this and that. So giving members examples as well, what the comment they are making could look like is great, because some are just going basically to copy this, not copy, but use this, and it will just lead to further engagement. And this is what I call a check-in post, kind of like this one. What do you need most help with? What's your next goal? What do you need the most help with right now in relates to your niche, of course, right? So you can include here the niche goal as well, and then you give them some examples again. And these posts are kind of the same. I would do them just 3 weeks apart or 2 weeks apart at minimum. And by the way, if you're posting this, I think it's very important to just keep checking in with your members, because you want to know where your members are at the moment. And it will basically give a personal touch, because if I know, basically if I'm talking one-to-one to you and I know you have this goal and I have the same goal, I will ask you, where are you at the moment, man? Did you make progress, or are you stuck at the moment? And it's important to do this in the community as well. And this will give you a lot of fire as well if you get a lot of people here on the comments, then you will use this in your marketing. You can use this in your marketing. It is basically market research, or you can even reach out to them one-on-one. If somebody says, oh, I'm stuck on getting the next client, and then you reach out and slide into the DMs. Bro, that's totally normal. A lot of people get stuck there. And then you start the conversation, you can book them on a call, etc. So then the next post, who are you outside of niche? So this is kind of an off-topic post. What are your hobbies, weird, talented, etc. If you see someone with a shared interest, DM them or reply with a hi. So, and this will as well connect people inside your community. You can do this regularly as well with the map, or with where are you from. If somebody is from the same location, drop them a DM, because it's important. You want people to make friends inside your community, because then they are not only connected to you, but to other people in the community. And this will just make sure they show up more and may reduce churn as well. So what's your strengths? What's your weakness? You see this post, it's pretty nice post, pretty good for engagement as well. Make sure you comment yours as well, right? And yeah, I think this is basically the end of the video. These are the 5 posts. I have 2 more posts. Yeah, on this Google Doc, because you can get this exact Google Doc in the description with all of the posts, just really to copy and paste them. And I included 2 more, or maybe even more, because I just had a lot of posts, right, that I already did. So yeah, now let me just go over, if you made it to the end, with who I work with and what I can help you with. So there are 2 people that I help. So this is one, if you're currently running a free or paid or a paid community on Skool, and you're struggling with actually earning money with it, I can help you to convert more free members into paying ones, or increase engagement, or reduce churn. The second type of person I can help is if you have an existing audience and you need help with monetizing it, then I can work with you to design a monetization model that fits you. This could be through a paid community, through a free community, or just a high ticket funnel, depending on what makes the most sense for your brand, right? So how do I work? I work on a done for you basis, so you can focus on the most moving needle task basically, and that is creating content and fulfilling for all of the new clients that we are getting you. So if you want to go ahead and work with me, just look at this link and schedule a call with me directly, and we will just see if we are a right fit to work together. As well, if you just have any question on your Skool community, you can just book a call and we can just talk about it, and I can see how I can help you, or just point you in a good direction, right? And yeah, if you want to get connected, you can as well message me on Instagram, or use my Skool community referral link to start your community and get my systems and frameworks for free, and some free coaching as well. So yeah, that being said, get the doc in the description, and I will see you in the next video.